Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I am Aisha Abid from Army Public School and College, Khanewal. I welcome you all in our biology lesson for class 9. It is a project of APSEC's online support program. Today our topic will be respiration and introduction, while subtopics will be aerobic respiration. Objective: we will be able to understand the concept of cellular respiration and aerobic respiration. Success criteria: concepts must be clear about cellular respiration. So kids, let's start our new topic of this chapter, cellular respiration. So before we start our lesson, we have to get a few get to know about a few terms. Like, I hope you know about what is cell. Being a biology student, you must be well aware of this term. What is a cell? Cell is a unit of life. Living organisms are composed of millions and trillions of cells. So in this cell, you can see this, there is a cell membrane around, while some organelles present like lysosomes, Golgi bodies, ribosomes. This is the very prominent organelle nucleus, while the pink one you see here, these are called mitochondria. And our upcoming lesson will be discussing this structure and will be according to this organelle, and this will be all about mitochondria. So let's start. Before starting our lesson, we shall try the structure of mitochondria. This is how mitochondria looks like. There are two membranes you can see. This is the outer membrane and the inner one. This is the inner membrane. Inside the inner membrane, there is a blue material liquid which is known as matrix. And you can see here yellow entities. These are ribosomes, separate DNA, which is also present in mitochondria, apart from DNA which is present in our nucleus. And this is the structure of mitochondria, and the topic of today will be cellular respiration. All of the cellular respiration is taking place in this super organelle. And for your information, let me tell you that mitochondria is known as powerhouse of the cell, because all of the energy, which is obviously ATP, adenosine triphosphate, is synthesized in this organelle, which is called mitochondria. So let's start. What is cellular respiration? Cellular respiration is what cells do to break up sugars to get energy they can use. This happens in all life forms. What cellular respiration? It happens in all life forms, in all types of cells, whether it is bacteria, whether it is a plant or an animal cell. Cellular respiration takes in food and use it to create ATP. Yes, this is energy currency of our bodies and our cells, a chemical which the cell uses for energy. So what exactly happens there? In cellular respiration, food is oxidized, or it is break down into carbon dioxide, and oxygen is reduced to H2O. I hope you remember the mnemonic that we learned in our last lesson. Leo says Ker. Leo, loss of electron is called oxidation, while gain of electron is called reduction. So food is oxidized and carbon dioxide is formed and oxygen is reduced. And after reduction, it gains 2 electrons or 2 hydrogen atoms. It will produce water or H2O. Organisms utilize oxygen for the breakdown of CH bonds which are present in food in the form of sugar, proteins, lipids, carbohydrates that we intake in the form of our food. This breakdown releases energy, and this energy is saved in the form of ATP. Yes, kids, cellular respiration is energy yielding process. So let's have a quick example according to your book. When we burn a fuel, it utilizes oxygen, obviously, and yields energy in the form of light and heat. In this burning process, oxygen is used to break CH bonds, while in our body, CH bonds in our food is breaking down utilizing this oxygen. And finally, this energy, which is released in this catabolic reaction, is stored in the form of ATP, which is adenosine triphosphate. So let's take an example. This is the glucose or glucose molecule, for example, when we eat a candy, or protein when we eat egg, or a fat when we eat junk food, or when we eat some uh, oily burger or something, or chicken wings. So our body has to break down these large molecules into smaller ones to get energy. So oxygen, which we inhale by our nose and our lungs, it is added into this whole process of cellular respiration, and water is released, carbon dioxide is released, which is exhaled from the body with the help of lungs in our respiration process, and an important molecule of ATP is generated. Let's take it much more simple with the help of this video.
All living things practice cellular respiration. This includes bacteria, fungi, plants, and animals. But why is cellular respiration important? It is important because living organisms generate energy for daily activities with cellular respiration. In plants and animals, cellular respiration takes place at the mitochondria. Think of the mitochondria as a power plant for the cell, because the energy of the cell is generated at the mitochondria. Just like these power plants and turbines in this video generate power for their city. Cells that need more energy have more mitochondria, like muscles. At the mitochondria, the sugar combines with oxygen to produce carbon dioxide plus water and energy in the form of ATP. This process of cellular respiration generates energy to help keep living organisms alive. Thanks for watching. Movie Math uploads a new math video, science, or motivation video every day. Please subscribe and share.
So kids, that was all for our cellular respiration. So let's come towards aerobic respiration, which is a type of cellular respiration. Basically, there are two types of cellular respiration. It is either aerobic or anaerobic. Aerobic respiration, it is done in the presence of oxygen. A type of cellular respiration which takes place in the presence of oxygen, and as a result, complete oxidation of glucose takes place. All the electrons and all the oxygen, all the hydrogen atoms are taken away from the glucose, and maximum release of energy takes place in aerobic respiration. So when we summarize our anaerobic respiration, we will be having the glucose molecule, or when we eat a candy, we mix oxygen with this glucose so that it can be broken down. And as a result, what we get carbon dioxide, we get water and energy, which is stored in the form of ATP, and so later we can use it to perform our life activities. So here, glucose from the blood and oxygen from the blood is given to the cell, and here in cell cytoplasm, this whole process takes place, in which this glucose and oxygen is glucose is broken down in the presence of oxygen, and our products will be energy, carbon dioxide, and water, which are given back to our blood, and then from the blood they are then separated from the body and excreted out. Carbon dioxide is excreted out from the body. So in aerobic respiration, the first step will be the breakdown of glucose. As you know, glucose is a 6 carbon molecule. You can also count from here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Glucose is a 6 carbon compound. 2 ATP molecules, they are uh, utilized in this process, and two NAD coenzymes, NAD positive enzymes, they are used. And as a result, what we get, two pyruvate molecules. Pyruvate molecule is, as you know, it is a 3 carbon compound. You can see here 1, 2, 3. This 6 carbon molecule is breaking down into 3 carbon molecules, two pyruvate molecules. And after the completion of glycolysis or breakdown of glucose, we have 4 ATP and 2 NADH molecules. While in the second phase, what happens, this pyruvate molecule or pyruvic acid that is produced is the further processed under Krebs cycle and electron transport chain, which are the process further next steps of aerobic respiration. And the results will be water, energy in the form of ATP, and carbon dioxide. Further, this glycolysis, as we studied in the first step, two ATP molecules are produced. Hence, we calculate 36 plus 2 ATPs as 38 molecules of ATP are produced in complete oxidation of glucose from 6 carbon compound to 1 carbon CO2, and with the release of a lot of energy and water. We will discuss these two steps in our upcoming lessons. In aerobic respiration, there are two steps. Glycolysis, it takes place in the cytoplasm, while other two steps, they take place in mitochondria. The result of our whole aerobic respiration will be ATP, 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 a lot of ATP, which is produced along with carbon dioxide and water. So let's have a quick recap of respiration. Cellular respiration is the respiration process of cells in which our cells break down sugar molecules or glucose molecule to produce carbon dioxide, water, and a lot of ATP. Hence, what is aerobic respiration? Aerobic respiration is the type of cellular respiration, those reactions which take place in the presence of oxygen, and organic compound or any glucose, they are broken down into pyruvic acid. 6 carbon compound is broken down into carbon compound pyruvic acid, which is then further divided and giving us ATP molecule and carbon dioxide and water, more ATP molecules as our product. So that's all for today. I hope you understand today's lesson very well. So I wish you very best of luck. So stay curious, stay healthy. Allah Hafiz.